Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 13-year-old student stabbed to death, uncle taken into custody. A 13-year-old student was stabbed to death in Clarendon Sunday morning, and his 22-year-old uncle has since been taken into custody in relation to the incident. The incident happened in the Morant housing scheme in Clarendon. The deceased has been identified as Omarion Hanniford, a student of Kelly's High School. The police reported that about 9:15 a.m., the teen was attacked and stabbed several times. The police were summoned and the teen was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police said the uncle, whom it is said is of unsound mind, was detained. He is presently in custody of the Coffs Hill police station. It is the third killing of a student since Monday. Man believed to be mentally unstable, beaten to death by mob after stabbing incident. A man is dead and another remains in hospital following a stabbing incident in the Mapen Market in Clarendon on Saturday. The deceased, Ricardo Brown, of a Canaan Heights address in the parish, was mobbed after it is alleged that he used a knife to inflict wounds on two brothers in the busy market district. The incident, which happened about 3:15 p.m., ensued when a man accosted the now deceased, who had a previous confrontation with his spouse. According to the police report, a physical altercation developed when Brown used a knife to stab the man. The brother of the injured man later intervened, and he too was stabbed twice in the shoulder and abdomen. Citizens then mobbed the attacker, killing him before assisting the injured persons to hospital, where one brother was treated and released, while the other was admitted. His condition is not known. Further investigations by the police revealed that Brown had been provoking citizens and had been creating mischief all day. In addition, the citizens indicated that he appeared to be mentally unstable. The police have also revealed that Brown is no stranger to them, having been previously charged with shooting with intent, illegal possession of a firearm, and assault at common law against a member of the Jamaica Defense Force in 2017. He was also arrested and charged with unlawful wounding against the police in 2016. Senior citizen killed in Manchester crash. A senior citizen died as a result of injuries he sustained in a crash in Miketown, Manchester on Saturday night. The police have since identified the deceased as 32-year-old Derek Blackwood, a mechanic and resident of Miketown. A report from the Constabulary Communications Unit said Blackwood was driving a motor vehicle on Naisbury Street when he lost control of it. The vehicle went off-road into a gully. Firefighters had to be called at 10 p.m. to extricate Blackwood from the mantled vehicle. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. ECJ denies selling access to electoral registration voters identification database. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica (ECJ) says it does not sell access, nor has it granted access to the Electoral Registration Voters Identification Database, which includes electors' biometric and demographic information. It was responding to claims made by a Gleaner article Sunday that the Commission was selling voters' database. In a statement, the ECJ explained that it has created an extract of the identification card database for the purpose of ID verification that is granted to mainly government-regulated institutions. It said this database, utilized by these entities, assists with the authentication of voters' ID cards, which are required by these entities to be presented by the elector who owns the card, and therefore necessitate authorization which requires verification of the information of the identification service. The voter ID card is regarded as a national ID card and is widely used across the country for opening bank accounts, collecting remittance, and facilitating access to loans at a number of entities. The Commission said that, like many other forms of identification in Jamaica, the ID card requires corroboration by the responsible organization which houses and maintains such database, who in this context is the ECJ, as mandated by the Representation of the People's Act from those using the voter's ID card. It is said that the fee that is charged to these institutions in need of verifying electors' card information is the actual cost for the maintenance of the replica database and not a scheme for the ECJ to be proffering from the personal information of its stakeholders. the process of an elector presenting his or her card to an entity, indicating to the entity that this is a genuine voter's ID card issued by the ECJ, requires these entities to do necessary verification of the card, the Commission explained, adding that this verification process can only be accessed by these entities with the cardholder's unique identification number represented on each voter's ID card. The ECJ further assured all electors that it prides itself highly on its integrity and professionalism as a responsible entity in maintaining the country's voters list and would not do anything to prejudice the trust that has developed as a national institution in Jamaica. We remain committed to the implementation of free and fair elections in Jamaica and to the protection of all electors' data, ensuring the identity of each elector, the Commission stated. JPS says government subsidiary for customers well-timed and thoughtful. Jamaica Public Service JPS Chief Financial Officer Vernon Douglas says a recent subsidy announced by Minister of Finance Dr. Nigel Clark for customers using up to 200 kilowatt-hours of electricity per month is well-timed and demonstrates thoughtfulness of the Jamaican public in a time of crisis. During last Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives, Dr. Clark announced a 20% subsidy for customers using up to 200 kilowatt-hours of electricity per month. He said the program, known as the Week Year Energy Copay, will apply the subsidy to electricity bills generated between April 1 and July 31, 2022. In a statement on Sunday, the management of the island's electricity provider expressed satisfaction with the recent announcement. None of us are immune from the far-reaching effects of the global upheaval, resulting in significant rises in oil and gas prices, which make up about 50% of the electricity bill, Douglas said. So we each have to play our part. We are happy for this relief extended to our customers. In order to help individuals to take advantage of this offer, the company is informing customers that the MyJPS mobile app gives monthly, weekly, daily, and even hourly information about how many kilowatts per hour have been used for those who have smart meters. Kilowatt hours is the term used to measure electricity in the same way that gallons in the terms used to measure water. JPS said customers who use 200 kilowatt hours may have bills of amount $14,000, but this may vary from month to month, depending on the exchange rate of the US dollars, vice versa, the Jamaican dollar, the cost of fuel. The company said customers can check their bill under energy use to see exactly how many kilowatt per hours for the month have been used. Douglas also pointed out that prepaid service is an excellent energy management tool. You can top up when you feel like. You can't forget about having a monthly bill. It's easy to switch from postpaid to prepaid because of our new smart meters, and there is no deposit required to open an account. In short, whatever your challenge is, JPS will work with you to find a solution, he added. Jamaica receives over US $600,000 in medical supplies. Jamaica has received medical equipment valued at US $628,714.12 from the governments of the Republic of South Korea and Canada to bolster the national coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic response. Korea's donation, valued at US $500,000, while Canada contribution valued at US $128,714.12. These were facilitated through the Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization, PAHO, WHO, under the Canada Caribbean Disaster Risk Management Program. The equipment were handed over to Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton, along with Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, and State Minister in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, during brief presentation ceremonies in Kingston on Thursday, March 24. Ministers Tufton and Johnson-Smith expressed gratitude for the country for that gesture and for the collaboration, noting that the past 2 years have reaffirmed our interconnectedness and interdependence as a global family. Senator Johnson-Smith said the items which are well received are timely and significant. Indeed, we are emerging from this pandemic with a deeper appreciation for the bonds of cooperation and collaboration that are required in such challenging times, the minister added. noting that Korea has always demonstrated a willingness to assist and respond to Jamaica's needs. Senator Johnson Smith said Thursday's presentation is another manifestation of the steady and consistent support we have received from our Korean friends. In his remarks, Charles de la Fere of the Embassy of Korea in Jamaica said that the donation will go a far way in boosting healthcare delivery locally and assisting the fight against COVID-19. He said the gifts have come at an opportune time, given that this year Korea and Jamaica celebrate our Diamond Jubilee of diplomatic relations. It has certainly been a wonderful journey of cooperation and bonding over these years, he stated. Canada's donation was presented to Juliet Cuthbert Flynn at the PAHO WHO Jamaica Country Office. In her remarks, Cuthbert Flynn underscored the importance of partnerships in improving Jamaica's capacity to deliver healthcare at the requisite standards to maintain high levels of service delivery. Prince William suggests non-royal could lead Commonwealth. Prince William has hinted that a British royal may in future no longer head the club of 54 Commonwealth countries as the political association of ex-colonies evolves. The 39-year-old Duke of Cambridge made remarks this weekend as he ended a turbulent tour of the Caribbean. He also admitted that the region's former British colonies must decide whether to scrap the monarchy's role in their countries. The unusual candid comment, which was splashed on the front of several British newspapers Sunday, followed a rocky three-country Caribbean tour over the last weekend, which drew both protests and criticism. William and his wife Catherine Forty faced calls to apologize for the slave trade that helped make past British royals' fortune and accusations of appearing tone-deaf over elements of the visit. They were also forced to confront the issue of former colonies, considering whether to follow Barbados' lead and ditch the Queen as their head of state. Barbados formally declared itself a republic in November. Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas, all stops on the royal tour, are each said to be multing such a move. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness pointed towards William in front of television cameras that the nation was moving on as an independent country. I know that this tour has brought into even sharper focus questions about the past and the future, the Duke of Cambridge said in an end-of-tour statement Saturday. In Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas, that future is for the people to decide upon. William added he and his wife are committed to service, and that meant not telling people what to do but instead serving and supporting them. The Commonwealth, a group of 54 mainly former British colonies, is headed by Queen Elizabeth II. In 2018, its leader formally announced that her son and heir Prince Charles would inherit the role when he becomes king. But William, second in line to the throne, said that who the Commonwealth chooses to lead its family in the future isn't what is on his mind. What matters to us is the potential that the Commonwealth family has to create a better future for the people who form it, and our commitment to serve and support as best as we can, he added. The couple's Caribbean trip was intended to help Commonwealth countries, where his 95-year-old grandmother is also the head of state, celebrate her record-breaking 70 years on the throne. But what were designed to be carefully choreographed photo calls and public appearances for Queen Elizabeth II Platinum Jubilee did not go entirely to plan. In Belize, they angered some locals after failing to consult on part of their itinerary, while they then pumped placards bearing protest in Jamaica. Demonstrators demanded that the monarchy pay reparation and apologize for its role in the slave trade that brought hundreds of thousands of Africans to the island to toil under inhumane conditions. Meanwhile, some of the optics of the tour drew criticism from evolving colonial rule, including the couple greeting kids through metal chain links, fences, and William parading in an open-top jeep in military uniform. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.